There's no prints to be seen right here, but you can clearly see where something has stepped down on the bank, because as I step, the bank gives way, and there are clearly indentions where something has moved down here before.
Tate saw whatever it was last week. Oh wow!
You see it?
I can't see over here.
There's a bunker down there.
You see it?
Huh?
I'm only about 3 feet off the ground, but right here, 5 feet off the ground.
So it's getting taller as you go.
Right here, yeah. If I fall here in a second, guys, it's over with.
Don't worry, we'll pull you out.
Just belly.
There's no say, we're not going to call this a structure, but what we can say, it's a definite hiding spot.
Yeah.
Now we can look and do and see and anything you want to do from that trail. We're never going to see anything down in here. IR lights, infrared, nothing. Okay, it's not going to happen.
I don't know. There's a smaller structure over here, right beside it. Is that one too, you think?
What do you mean, right here?
Well, no, there's one right there.
Well, you're absolutely correct. There's another area. Well, this whole little thing runs through and makes like a natural canopy.
It's like a tunnel system.
Hey, that might slip.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, David. It's kind of slippery.
Guys, this guy's literally.
This is his own stunt. He'll have a stunt.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why they call me Super Dave. Do not attempt this at home.
This is Super Dave at his finest.
But guys, this is an underground tunnel. Y'all see it here.
Okay. That's the sign. That one will not hold. If I bounce on that, we're done.
Juvies.
Now, a small Sasquatch, absolutely, okay. Now, I'm 6'2" and 3/4, okay. I'm almost 6'4", almost. You know, but I'm gonna say this is not bear activity.
Yeah.
Right here, this particular one, because you know the wind could blow and do this right here, so I debunked that part of it. But to answer your question, yes, you could have seen something slipping across the log, step off into the ravine, and disappear, like you say, like a ghost. So I totally believe that that's a feasible thought. So I'm going to come back around.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember even coming this way.
You did. Yeah. But also, Taylor,
Been going.
give David a hand real quick, and we'll talk about that entrance before we sound off.
I'm going to actually come. I get stuck everywhere. Yep, step back up. Back up. There you go. Oh, that is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. That was perfect.
So Taylor, the entrance system you've seen, what do you, if you think it is?
I think, honestly, Juvie could belly crawl through this tunnel.
Yep.
There's a whole system down through here, guys, and this is the area where we get rocks thrown at us. You guys are getting behind the scenes that we just discovered this right now.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for Tate's sighting and that structure right there, and David and Toby's eye to get the structure, Tate's eye to get this, David's eye to try to debunk that, because
It was teamwork. Everybody had a part in it.
This is what the Squatch Watchers are. This is teamwork. We found a whole new, we think maybe what would we call it? Bigfoot tunnel system.
Why not? Bigfoot tunnel system.
Mm-hmm. And I'll let him describe the theory that I'm trying to, he's more better at wording it, the theory I have about how Bigfoot traveled through woods.
It's a Bigfoot underground.
Yeah.
That's what we found, okay? You know, we've watched countless videos of supposed Sasquatch sightings. Some of the ones to me that are the most interesting are the ones that are snowbound. And the tracks will stop typically at a fallen log and will pick up 10, 20, 30, 40 feet away on the fallen log going in the same direction.
Yeah.
Which makes you to believe that they're walking the log
Yeah.
to break up their pattern,
Sidestepping it.
so that they can, so you know, to try to throw you off on their to be able to track them. Okay. Same scenario here. Tornado came through several years ago. There's logs down everywhere. Nearly got killed one night running through the woods on down trees that I didn't realize were like this. And when it finally got to the end of it, I'm some 30 feet off the ground looking down a gully off of a cliff. So, you know, there's so much down here, but it's the Bigfoot underground.
Because if it wasn't for your sighting over here, and
Well, I call it our sighting
Yeah,
because
our
you're seeing it too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm amazed. It seems squatchy. I have nothing but questions. I really do.
We have another few weeks, and going in deep in the summer months in this area is inviting catastrophe.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
There is this our arch nemesis that lives in these woods, and they are such a visceral, vicious creature. When they attack you, they go for just the worst places on a man's body.
The only true known enemy of a Squatch watcher,
yeah,
The chigger.
yeah.
the chiggers.
I hate them, and you know, and that's one reason why there's certain parts of this property I don't go on in the summertime. Because the last time I got them, I thought I was going to go to the hospital. I thought I had the mumps in my crotch.
Yeah.
Herpes.
So I've never had anything like this before, and I do not ever want.
I was in
case of
railroad
chiggers.
school.
Yeah, I remember it.
And I was sitting in class like itching down.
Me and Toby was sitting in church, and you know, we're clawing our crotches to death while they're singing, you know how great thou art. And we look across the pews at each other, and he's like, and I'm like, I don't know. And then we figure out we've got chiggers. So, but it really will. It'll be bad. It'll be hard to get in here. And
Yeah.
we have to use spray and
Yeah.
duct tape and accessories and all kinds of things to keep them out. So, but you know, I hate chiggers.
This
Yeah.
is prime hunting time right now, though.
Prime hunting.
Prime hunting time.
All right, so to our believers at home, you know, I got here a little earlier ahead of schedule for change, and I walked up just to check our area. There are a few things that we have up here that we constantly keep an eye on to see if they're moved. And, you know, rocks are always of interest to us, especially when they seem out of place. Now, what I want to ask Tate is you guys were here, you know, the last couple of weeks where I haven't been. These, at least these two right here, to me, these two rocks in our trailway seem out of place for me. And they're also right down from where the trail cam is that caught the footage of the rock that was being thrown across the trail. And I believe, whether, you know, at least it's my feeling is this is another attempt at the creature trying to get that trail cam light to flash. And it has been changed. We've changed the direction of it, where it's actually pointing in our direction now instead of up trail, it's pointing down trail. So that is a little change in our setup. So Tate, what are your feelings on the rocks that I'm looking at now?
They're out of place. They're different. Especially this big one here. I mean, why there's nowhere for it to be. Do you see anywhere on the bank it could have fell off at? I mean, down here, there's nowhere it could really come from.
I know where it comes from. That I do. Because I went in the woods and looked. Because you want to check sources, and obviously you can see where this trail was excavated now almost a year ago, and it pushed a lot of these rocks up, especially on the side, which is great. But our side rocks are still there. So I'm going to reach down to our believers real quick, and I'm going to pick this rock up, and I'm going to show you. This rock's not been here more than a week, maybe two, okay? Because it hasn't had time to settle very much. But this thing weighs probably about 3, maybe 4 pounds, so it's going to settle. Even though it's on gravel, as it rains, it's going to settle in. Now, off to our left here, which would be our viewer's right, down in these woods, you would not believe how many of these rocks are down there. And what they are is they're obviously buried, but there's several large trees that have been blown over with the tornado that came through about 6-7 years ago. And in that dirt, in that holes, these rocks are everywhere down there. So I know it's got plenty of just reach down, pick it up while standing in those woods, and tossing it up through here is totally doable, okay? So, you know, that's what I believe. This rock has been here, you know, a lot less time than that one has, and so is this one. You know?
And the viewers at home, Rex spent a lot of money to get this trail widened for us, not to have these kind of rocks in it, for us to trip over.
Yeah, you know, I want to give a shout out to Rex. Rex we have carte blanche over this entire property. Outside of his invited guests, who are very strict and maintained. We have complete 100% go of this property. And Rex really protects our integrity down here because he doesn't allow a lot of people in our area. Now, you know, yeah, there's carts that are on this trail every once in a while, you know, going down looking at the river. But there's not a lot of monkey business that goes on these trails, and I'll bet you Rex has spent out of his pocket to help us better our hunts. I won't mention a dollar amount, but I know Uncle Sam was happy he spent some of his money. I almost want to get all my laser equipment back out and do another laser test down here.
That would be awesome.
That would be really cool and neat for our believers to see on camera. So, a good camera that is. So, thank you, bro.
This is actually the spot too where that. Remember you and Derek and somebody else walked up. Me and Toby stayed back.
Yes.
And the rock was thrown in the middle of us.
I'm gonna let Tate turn directly around, just right where he is, pivot directly around, and right down there in that bend. Okay, not more than, you know, this is 2 years ago. We had Derek Stevenson here, who is now the youth pastor at my church. I'm so proud of him. I was proud of him before. I'm just more proud of him now. You know, he was down here and we were all having fun, you know, because it's really fun to hunt for Bigfoot when you don't really believe in him. But all of a sudden, you know, when you hear this kabunk, you know, and you find this big rock that's laying out here in the middle of the trail, you know, and it doesn't belong there, and you just felt the ground, you know, vibrate under your feet. Derek watched the creature cross from the camera's angle, left to right, across this trail. And I watched Derek Danger, who is one of my heroes,
Pure skeptic.
back up about 4.5, 5 feet and stand behind me and Toby and go, "Brother, what was that?" And I said, "That's a Sasquatch." You know, and I know we got a lot of folks out there that every time they go in the woods they hear a Sasquatch, I see a Sasquatch. No, we don't. That's not true. We have interactions that we can't explain. When we see a Sasquatch, you'll be the first to know because we're going to yell it from the rooftops again, okay? And I do want to say something else to our believers, you know, and Taylor can back me up on this. Tate's become another dedicated member. You know, Tate is putting his money where his mouth is. He's showing up, he's putting tread under his feet, and he's here on property, and he's behind the camera, in front of the camera, feet on the ground hunting. We do something different than I believe any other group out there. We hunt the same primary target area. It's not just an acre or 2 acre spot. We're hunting a few hundred acres almost every week. If I'm not here, Taylor's here. If Taylor's not here, Toby's there. If Toby's not here, Tate and Taylor's here, vice versa. Angie and I are here doing something. Somebody is down here almost every week monkeying, looking and doing something, even if the cameras aren't rolling, because we want to keep that interaction up. Nowhere, I don't believe any other group out there can say that they go back to the same primary site week after week after week. I mean, I am doing this now since 2012, 11 or 12. Yep. And I mean, if I had my gas money back on this thing alone, I could probably pay my house off, okay? So, I mean, we've invested a lot. So to all of our believers, thank you. To all of our skeptics, thank you. Keep tuning in and we're going to change your mind. So
every view counts.
Exactly.
Every subscriber counts.
Thank you all for the
Yes.
426
Thank
right
you
now.
so
I know
much.
it's going to be more time this video uploads. We thank you all for that. Definitely, just, I mean, I'm speechless in 5 months, 400 there, over 400 subscribers, 5,000 followers on Instagram, over 1,000 on Facebook. You believers are awesome.
Hey, you said it best. What was it? One time you said?
What?
We are the...
Oh, yeah. We are guaranteed the fastest growing Sasquatch account team out there because we keep it true. We bring you stuff weekly. It's every week we bring something.
Boom. See...